The drawing says that the holes for the mount bolts are on number 12. So if you think that brand new boats are don't have issues, think again. We're going downtown. It's a client's boat, brand new, got delivered last night. Beautiful one, I guess, 60 plus feet. Shore power converter is not working, or it's not working quite right, or something. It overheated, and the converter takes 120 and I guess makes 220. We're going down to take a look. I don't know why.
All right, so we're here working on AC. We got the converters. We just turned the generator off. 22 amps, 16 amps on output, leg 1 and leg 2, and load is 2.6 kVA and 1.9 kVA. System status all looks okay. Load is at 50%. This is an AC-12. Shore power, we've got good input of 242. Everything's 60 hertz, obviously, and the current right now that they're drawing is 22, so you got a total of 50 amps, so we're roughly half. Cooling fans feel like they're running. Owner thinks that it was about 110 degrees down here when that's when this was tripping high temp.
Sorry?
That's when this was about 110 degrees in here and this was tripping off on high temp?
Yes.
Okay. You can look at the back side of the engine. Deck plates can all come up. Big old Volvo D13s with big IPSs.
Nice. So I went down there, I did some troubleshooting and discovery, and I forwarded what I found to the boat broker slash builder slash owner. And what was happening was the AC, and it's A/SEA, shore power converter, was overheating. I don't think there's anything wrong with the shore power converter itself, but I do think that the way they installed it is probably not working because it's getting over temp alarms. So, hey, morning, how are you? Beautiful, yeah. Yes, sir. Have a good one. I'll see you later. He's a nice guy. We always talk and chat and say hi, and usually shake hands or bump fists. All right, so we're probably going to have to remove this exhaust right here, this exhaust for the generator. This thing weighs 230 pounds. It's going to be a handful. So the plan is roughly, one, I got to make sure there's enough cable and everything. Two, looks like we can just cut that and that'll give me extra slack. Problem is, I can't take this out and weld extensions onto here, because if I take this out, the boat has no shore power. So my thought is I'm going to call Hinckley Hunt and see if they can make me a new one of these with, say, 4 or 5 inches of extra length, so that I can then take this off. I'll have to probably put hydraulic jacks under there or something, lift this thing back up, drill the new holes, and remount this thing up higher. So I don't know that it's going to work, but that's what they want me to do. And it's going to be a job because of location and weight. We'll have to deal with that deck drain up there too, that black plastic hose up top right here. I'm going downtown to look at a couple boats that have been waiting patiently for me. They know about my injury on my head. They're long-term clients, and they're just, hey, we're in no hurry, Matt, get better. So we're going down. I'm going to get the guys. We're going to assess some situation, roll in on a couple projects that we need to look at, but I needed to go down there and look at them myself. So that's where we're headed. Feel really good right now. So we're going to go look at one boat that has, I don't know how much we'll get done on it, but we have air conditioning problem. It's a display cable that's routed all throughout the boat, and we're going to have to make a new one. We have a water maker sensor that I think is out, so we'll have to look at that if we have time. And then also we have some brackets for the shore power converter that we have to mark some holes on. How we doing?
Complete the assignment, huh?
Yep, trying to get some things done. Take care.
Thank you. How you guys like Matt's hard hat?
This is 23 inches for the height of our bracket right here, right? So if we're at, let's just round it off to 26 for the whole pattern, we just need to convert this 102.6 millimeters to inches and raise that 3 inches. But then all our gaps, all our measurements should be the same, but just raising it 3 inches, right? So here's the thing. This is overheating, and they say it's because this gap down here is not big enough, which this is where the cooling air comes in, which I don't buy this whole thing, but this is how they want me to fix it, is by raising this up 3 inches so it'll still fit under here. This is the AC. It's a power converter for the shore power, and they know it's a problem, but they only put one 50 amp shore power cord on this boat. And if you turn on a bunch of stuff, this overheats. And then if you're running the engines in here with the exhaust fans on, with the engines running, the temperature down here is about 110 degrees. The max temperature on this is 113. So it keeps shutting down for overtemp. So their thought is to raise this up 3 inches, hence the new brackets. And that thing weighs like 270 pounds. So we're gonna have to take this off, take this out of here, and then maybe unmount this and then somehow lower it down right here, get those brackets out, mount the new brackets, and somehow get this back up in place. It's not gonna be easy.
Yeah.
And I thought about getting a bunch of shim wood and like put the pancake press here, jack it up, put shims under, drop it down, lift the other side, and then we could just unbolt it and do that and leave it in place and then see if we can get these brackets out. This is a eject drain. We're gonna take this out. We'll just cut these zip ties. And if we have to, we'll move it out here. Maybe we'll have to put an elbow in here and bring it out here and that way. We're gonna use pancake press and a bunch of dunnage. We'll jack this up a little bit at a time until we can get it out of the old bracket. And then hopefully we'll be able to get the old bracket out. And you can see here's the new bracket. And that's what we're looking for. Here's the old bracket. This is the new bracket height. And the reason why we're doing this is because this is supposed to be about 6 inches. This is the cold air intake. And they're saying because this gap is only about 3 inches that it's not enough. So we're gonna raise it up. We have room up here. We're gonna raise this up 3 inches above where it's at now. And they say that's going to solve the overheat problem. Yeah, that's the next step is if this doesn't work, then we're going to build a plenum to go underneath and we're going to take some ductwork and we're going to put another cooling fan off the intake and we're going to suck cold air from outside in and blow it up underneath. All the systems.
Just now?
Yeah.
I can?
Yeah.
I just went on there to...
Yeah, the wipers are good?
Yes.
Sweet. What about the wiper arms and the wipers themselves?
I asked for
Okay. So if you think the brand new boats are don't have issues, think again. We get a lot of boats brand new that come down here and they have punch lists and things break and don't work. So let's go take a look and see what we can come up with. AC unit's still working. Might be able to get that off my list. Hopefully I don't overheat the shore power transformer by turning too much stuff on. I'm guessing there's a remote panel in the boat somewhere for this water maker, but I want to run it down here so I can see and hear it. Nice that they give you plenty of room to work in here. Okay, I'm looking for valve is open for the water maker for the feed water. I think it's maybe under here. And there's the pickup. All right, that's open. Okay, so I went into manual mode just because it's easier to run things. Plus, won't give me so many alarms. So I've got the boost pump on. That's the low pressure feed pump. Now I'm going to activate the high pressure pump and see what happens. So high pressure output pressure is 0. So the high pressure pump, which is this one right here, the high pressure alarm sensor, which is this guy right there, I disconnected it and the alarm cleared. So now I'm going to try to run it without this and see if I can get it to make some water. If I can't get it to make water, I might have to pull this apart and pull that sensor out of there. Let's see what happens. So I've got my low pressure pump is on. Now we're going to go with high pressure. So I got high pressure now. I'm going to hook it back up and see what happens. Yep, sensor's bad. We're done here. I got to order a sensor. So let me get the model number and serial number here. Pretty successful morning there. Went better than expected, especially with me being a little bit out of it. I can feel it. So got the air conditioning going. We replaced the plug end on the cable. There's like 8 little tiny wires and it's real finicky work. And yeah, I don't think it took their first time. So we tried it again and it seems to be working now. So we'll monitor that. The water maker, you guys saw that. It's got a high pressure switch that's bad. Got to track that down. And then you saw the brackets for the shore power right here. They fit. They're going to go back to the weld shop for the final layup. And the holes need to get drilled for the mounting. And then the fun begins because that thing weighs like 250 pounds, 270 pounds, something like that. We're going to have to jack it up and disconnect it, get these new brackets put in, and lift it up even more. So it's going to be a chore just because of the location and the weight.
We're here at the Perry Hotel to look at a boat that's been waiting for us.
We're going to look at a sliding door, which we really don't work on. I'll probably refer that to the patio door guy here in town. We're going to look at a davit. Don't know what the story is with that. And we're going to work or go look at a water maker or see about installing a water maker or something.
Dude, punch bug. Is that him covered up right there?
No,
I think so.
that is not.
Oh, you sure?
Yeah.
All right, I just got to make sure.
Volkswagen bug. 2 for cheap.
We haven't been over to the Perry Hotel in a long time together, so I was hoping to get him. Might as well have some fun and get a smile on your face, dude. Do you want to go sailing? They do charters. You're a growly one. Oh, man. So how'd it go on that boat, Matt?
Yeah, just have to come up with a quote. Spot Zero, Spot Zero is a brand name, but really what it is, it's a TDS, Total Dissolved Solids system. And what it does is it takes like dock water in and it'll remove all the dissolved solid. Total dissolved solids that's in water is what makes stuff spot when you rinse it off. If you take a total dissolved solids system, filtration system, and put it in, you in theory can take that and rinse the boat down, and you don't have to dry it because it will leave no spots when it does dry. That's what they're wanting. I'm going to introduce him again. This is Peter. He's
So good.
He's following behind us.
really very talented, well-rounded boat mechanic. Happy to have him on board, and you'll be seeing him quite a bit, I would imagine. Peter, whether you want to be famous or infamous, you're going to be.
He's Matt's assistant today.
Yeah. So I'm still on light duty from hitting my head. Oh, I got my bump cap on. We're going to a boat that we're building a new mount for the shore power converter. The boat was built in Thailand. The drawing says that the holes for the mount bolts are on number 12. So I'm assuming that means that it's some kind of metric, but I don't know what number 12 metric means. Does it mean 12 millimeters? Anyways, my solution is I'm just going to go grab a nut off of one of the bolts that's on there, bring it to the machine shop so they can punch the holes in the new stainless steel brackets that we had to have built. And we're going right there.
Looks like there's a lot of boats sitting at the dock.
Okay, so let me recap here. This is a shore power converter for the boat. The spec calls for this gap right here. This is where the cooling air goes in. This gap right here is supposed to be 6 inches. We're only roughly at 2.8 inches. So we had to have new brackets made. There's one there and there's one back there. We can't tell from the drawing what size these bolt holes are. So I'm just going to grab one of the nuts, that one right there, and bring it with me to the machine shop so we can have the holes punched in and we know they're the right size. Then what we have to do is come back, unbolt this whole thing. We're going to use a hydraulic pancake press to lift it up and shore this whole thing up. And then we're going to reinstall the new brackets, which will then lift this up 3 inches. And that's supposed to allow cooling air. Okay, I don't have my bump cap on, so I got to be careful.
They got that tube. That seems like a dangerous place for that.
No, it's a vent tube.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
But we're going to have guys crawling around in there pretty soon.
Yeah, we can take it out. You just pop it out. This is nuts.
Let's see what we came for.
That's it.
That's all we came for. Okay.
Yep. I got to go downtown and put in high pressure.
Chick.
Oh, get out of the road, chicken. Put in a high pressure sensor on a water maker. It should only take a few minutes. And drop off some brackets. We have to raise up that shore power converter box 3 inches, but I didn't get the time to do it. Had some communication problems with the company. The drawings didn't match and some other things, so had to do a little bit of work on that to get the brackets made. But I got them made. I don't know if they're exactly going to work. Might have to do some work on them. I did what they told me to do, and there's one set of bolt holes I don't know about. So they said just raise all the bolt holes 3 inches. So I did, and now that there's a support arm that is going to be in the way of the bolts, I imagine. So we will see.
Ooh, somebody forgot their hat, so they're going back for it.
I got it. Everything's taken care of.
You forgot your hat, did you?
No, I went back and got it. So I did remember it.
Nice job.
We had to add 3 inches to the top of this so we could lift this thing up. And they told me just make the same bracket and raise all the holes 3 inches. So that's what I did. But you can see now this middle hole for the mount bolt. We got no room here. And I don't think you could, if you drilled too big a hole here, it wouldn't add enough support because the thing we're holding up is 258 pounds.
Yeah, and how are you going to put hardware in there?
I don't know. That's for them to figure out. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do this while they're gone or if I'm doing it when they get back. I don't know. Morning.
Good morning.
How you doing? Thank you. You know who you are. You probably can't see it, but we're installing that. It's a high pressure switch and it goes right back there. So I got to take this cover off quick. Oh boy, this is going to be harder than I thought because can't get to it from here. I'm going to try to do this. Can't get there from here, and I'm hoping I can get this off of here. I should be able to. It's going to make a little bit of a mess, but...
What do you mean by mess? Water?
Oh, there's going to be water in there. Oh, maybe not. Oh, nice. Perfect. Oh, it's 0 to 2,000 PSI, 0 to 2. This one they gave me is a little... That being said, let's put a little thread stuff on here, even though it's got an O-ring. And then we will get some dielectric grease and put it in there so that we don't have a corrosion problem again. And hopefully this solves my problem. I'm hopeful I don't have to change the cable because that would involve probably a little bit harder work. So snug that down a little bit. Not too much because it does have an O-ring. Grease.
Oh, the super lube. Where's Chris?
Mm-hmm.
Chris loves the super lube.
All right, let me go turn the circuit breaker on. Still smells like a new boat in here. It's actually kind of strong. Stinky. Water maker. Okay. See if we're going to make some water. Yeah, we got light.
Light turned on.
Yep.
There's water underneath it. You see underneath the unit?
Yeah, where's that coming from?
I don't know.
Huh. Manual control. Okay, I'm going to be turning on the booster pump. It's going to make a little noise. Yeah, that water probably came from when I took the fitting out. So we've got low pressure feed pump is on and running. All right, here we go. Now it's going to get louder. Take a video and send it to the client. Inlet and outlet. We don't have product flow or brine flow yet. But yeah, she's running. Here's the old one. Okay. Automatic start in 6 seconds. Low pressure pump is on. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's loading up. That's the product valve is starting to open, so it's starting to send high pressure salt water to these membranes right here. This membrane has now got high pressure salt water coming into one side, which is this side, and then outlet. And this will be reverse osmosis water, so it's a filter that removes the salt out of it. Now we're not going to turn the circuit breaker off because it's going to go through its cycle for freshwater flush because I was running it, so it wants to clean itself when it's done. It's warm.
Oops.
Careful.
Dunked my head.
You talk about me.
I know.
Watch out for that bird poop right there. It's nice out here, but not so much in there. All right, on to the next little thing. My head's giving me a headache. Huh.
It's giving you a headache?
Yeah, squeezing my head too much. I don't know, it's just that plastic shell in there. I need to go home and maybe put something in there to expand it out a little bit.